What if I told you that stress is contagious and it gives you a belly fat? I know, you must be thinking, how can stress cause me a belly fat and is contagious? Make sure you stick through, because throughout this video, I'm going to explain to you from neurological and science point of view, but also from personal experiences on how stress is contagious and it can give you a belly fat. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jelena. I'm a CEO and the founder of Life Food Balance, and I've been in corporate workspace for over 15 years. But also during that time, I was researching a lot about nutrition and how stress impacts our life. And today, what I'm going to talk to you is going to be shocking, because stress is contagious. And a lot of neuroscience and science research-based programs prove that. And I'm going to explain to you in a very simple and easy way how that happens, why it happens, and how it actually gives you more belly fat that you ever wanted in your life. So stick through. Studies have shown that if you are a high achiever and you're working in a very busy and fast-paced environment, there's 26% of the chances you will be stressed even more than you perceived. In what way? A lot of the people think that there is, things like such as good stress and bad stress. And even there are, and we're coping with stress differently. Stress is still there. It still exists in your brain. It still exists in your body, no matter how much you're coping with it. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in a situation where you enter the room and you just feel the tension in your room? And by the time that meeting or that encounter finished, you come exhausted. You're done. You just want to go home, be in a quiet space, and zone out of that stressful situation. But then you come home and there is another stress coming at you, whether it's your partner, your kids, your family, or a friend. It doesn't matter. That stress is still very, very high up. So what it happens, I want you to stop and think about a couple of situations in your life, and they were very, very draining for you. You have a friend, maybe, or a colleague, or a family member, that every single time you speak to that person, it drains the hell out of you. You feel like the train hit you. That's when you feel that something attached to your body is draining out of your energy, and that is stress. Because when we surround ourselves with the negativity, when we surround ourselves with people constantly talking about the problems, the challenges, the issues, and there is not a productivity mode where people are going to accept the challenge and work towards resolving them, rather than constantly complaining about that stress, that's when you and your body and your mind absorb it. But it's not just about absorbing, it's keeping that stress inside of your body, because you don't have the tools to release that stress in a proper way. So what does that happen? Stress starts from adrenaline glands. And I will explain to you a bit about the neuroscience behind that so you can understand it, but in a very easy and very understandable way. So what is actually stress and how we feel it in our body? So stress is a hormone, like cortisol is stress, aka hormone. It gets delivered from our adrenaline glands. So I will give you two examples so you can better understand how we function under stress. So when we were in hunting and gathering ages, when there was no technology, nor industrial revolution, nothing like that, when the only task for a man in the house is to hunt and gather so they can provide for the family, their stress and their cortisol levels were high up only when they are going to hunt and gather and provide the food. So cortisol had a nice normal up and down pattern, which we all have to have. It will up when you're faced the danger, when bear is hunting you, when there's a snake, or when you need to hunt for something. That stress goes up. And what happens? When your stress goes up, when your cortisol levels start spiking up above their average rate, your brain is sending signals to your body that you are in danger. What that happened inside of your body. So pretty much when brain sends the signals to your stomach, your second brain as we call it, then the digestion completely stops, because your body needs to get energy through your peripheral to your arms and legs and feet so it can run from the danger. At that moment, when the digestion stops, that's when we're not able to absorb nutrients, vitamins, minerals, to break the fat, to break the protein. And body is taking everything that's possibly there from your fat to put that into energy fuel to get you to run. Okay, makes sense? But when you're out of that danger, when you come back to your home, when you provided food where everything is nice and calm and peaceful, that's when your brain sends your signals to your body and saying, it's okay, it's time to chill, we're fine. And that's when you feel relaxed, rejuvenated, and you're ready to absorb again nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, because your digestion is free. Your body sent a signal to your digestion, it's okay, you can relax, you can digest, you can process the food. Unfortunately, throughout many, many centuries and decades, we came to the normal world. We came to the modern society where unfortunately we are constantly on the go. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where the moment you open your eyes, by the time you go to bed, your brain is constantly active? Emails, workplaces, phone calls, family, kids, soccer trainings, practices, all of these things. All the responsibilities are on you, and you feel like you're a rabbit on a rat wheel, just go, 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 go. That's not normal for us. We're not meant to be human doings. We are meant to be human beings. And that is where it's a huge gap and disconnect from our brain and our digestive system. So if you have been feeling sluggish and tired and anxious and depressed with lots of belly fat that's so persistent that no matter how much you're eating good, you're drinking water, your exercises, that belly fat is so still stubborn. The reason behind that is a high cortisol level. Now, again, imagine yourself working in a very high stress place. It's constant back-to-back meetings. There's a lot of negativity. There's lots of draining energy. There are lots of, fortunately, negative people that you can't really influence anything about. And then you come home and there's still a lot of responsibilities that you need to do. What's happening inside of your brain? I will explain to you in a very easy way. Your adrenal glands are constantly pulled like this. Imagine a rope, pull, pull, pull. They're on a constant strain. That's what's happening to your cortisol levels, because when your adrenal glands are constantly on this pull, your cortisol levels is constantly on. So there is not a normal highs and lows and highs and lows. Your cortisol levels is on a constant high. So remember the situation I told you just before? What happens when our cortisol levels is constantly high? It means that there is no room for digestion. No matter what you put inside of your body is not going to be able to be processed properly. Your body is just grasping these little nuggets from those food, hurrying up to digest it so it can provide more energy to your extremities so you can run from the danger. Because our brains don't understand the difference between the physical danger and aka perceived danger, which is our everyday life, unfortunately. So then what happens is that your brain is sending signals to your gut. Hey, we're in danger. We're in constant danger. You need to store fat, store fat, store fat. Meaning that anything you eat, no matter how clean it is, no matter how much supplement you have, it will still store it as a belly fat. Because your brain is telling your body, look, we are in constant danger and don't know when we're going to have food next. So I want you to really now stop and think about that. Because if your adrenal glands are constantly on a string and your stress levels is constantly high, that means that you're storing a lots of fat, your cortisol levels is constantly high, and you're not able to absorb nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. The studies have shown that 56% of the reason why people are having heart attacks, degenerative diseases, cancer, and all of these issues is directly related to stress. And how I know it personally? My mom was a massive CEO and the biggest corporation of import-export company back home where I'm originally from Yugoslavia. At 48 years old, she had a massive heart attack, which had left her with 20% of a working heart. 20%. She couldn't walk for 10 minutes. She couldn't iron. She couldn't vacuum. She couldn't prepare lunch. She couldn't do anything after that. And the reason why is because she was working from 8 to 6 every day. She was depending on coffee. She was not eating healthy foods. She was not moving. She didn't have any type of moving and exercise. The only thing she will do is walk to the office and back, which was around 15 minutes. There was no physical activity. There was no nature. There was constant stress. And she was my biggest pull. And I say was, because unfortunately she passed away 2 years ago when she was only 67 from stroke. And stroke, again, happens in your brain when your brain and your adrenal glands are constantly pulled and when there is not enough oxygen coming into your brain. The reason why there is not enough oxygen is, have a think about it. What does our body does when we are constantly under stress? How is your breathing? Is it deep or is it shallow? How's your posture? Is it nice and relaxed or is it cringy? How's your head? Is it nice and tall or is it down? Have a think about it. Because the only thing I can see was my mom like this. She was constantly cringing, she was constantly stressed, and she was exhausted. Unfortunately, that took a toll, a massive in her heart and her health at the end. So that's why I'm here, passionate, explaining to you what stress gives to your body. So if we understand that stress or cortisol levels is firstly highly addictive, means that if you are surrounding yourself with people that are also stressed out, you will be stressed out. No matter how much zen you are, if you are constantly in the environment of stress, you will be stressed. And then the second part of that is when you're stressed, as I can explain, your brain is sending a signal to your body, your digestion will stop or very slow down, causing that anything you eat will transform to a belly fat. Now you must be wondering now, okay, Yelena, stop. I understand this, but how can I change this? I've been in a stress environment my whole time. I've been having so much issues, but I don't know how to get out of this pattern. Now, if you're watching this video so far and you're loving the content, make sure you subscribe and put that notification on so I can provide to you with way more ways on how you can reduce stress and how to relieve it. Now, let's go back to the solution, shall we? Now, The biggest thing is how to actually stop ourselves from creating that stress. I'm going to give you 3 quick, very easy tools on what you can do every single day when you face a stressful situation. So let's do that, and let's imagine that through a corporate setting, okay? So you are going to have a meeting, let's say a team meeting, where you know your boss is very, very tense because there is a huge project happening. And the tension, you can feel that tension inside of the office. And you know that the meeting that it's just going to come up, it's going to be filled with, unfortunately, negative sparks. So what you can do is 5 minutes before the meeting, do these 3 easy steps. 5 minutes before the meeting, I want you to go out in the nature. Don't take your phone, don't take any devices, just go in the nature. Sit down on a park bench, or even better, have 3 laps, or how many laps you can, by doing a deep breathing exercises. What is the deep breathing exercise? It's the deep breathing exercise from your belly, meaning take 5 to 10 meaningful breaths. What that will give you? Firstly, it will switch off in your brain saying, okay, I'm in a relaxed, very calm state. Our brains can't comprehend 2 things at once. So if you stop the obsessive thinking about the meeting with deep breathing exercise, it will reduce your cortisol levels by 70%. By 70% just by doing deep breathing exercises. And if you incorporate light walking with that, it will increase your chances of getting into the meeting very zen, very chill, and very relaxed. So first thing, deep breathing exercises. Second thing is walking and having that 5 minutes rest and digest before the meeting continues. And then the third very important thing, make sure you drink a glass of water before that meeting. So then you can flush all of the toxins out of your body that you experience during breathing and during walking. Now you must be thinking, oh, that's easy, but how can I deal with my brain during that meeting? The best way to deal with stress during the meeting is to redirect your thoughts to a concrete action and to result that you can do after that meeting. So for example, if your boss is telling you how productivity is very low, you can ask yourself these 3 questions. First, is this true? If it's true, the second question is, what can I do about it? Is there anything me and my team can do to help the productivity? Can we get more clients? Can we network more? Can we create another budget spreadsheet? Because if you are absorbing the negativity and not thinking on what can you do to change that, then your brain will be in that negativity. Again, I repeat, your brain can't do 2 things at once. It needs to focus on one thing. So make sure you're feeding it with the positives rather than the negatives. And then the third thing is, if you can't really do anything about the stressful situation, ask yourself the following Jedi Master question. What can I do about the situation I cannot change? Again, you're in a positive and resolving mode rather than complaining, rather than being in a stressful state. Now, what can you do with these actually 6 actions? These first 3 actions with breathing, physical movement, and hydration is for your physical body. So you can look after of your physical body, making sure you're pretty much making a shield around you to protect yourself from stress. And then the second part is you're making a shield for your brain, So it doesn't absorb the stress and doesn't absorb that negative energy that comes your way every single day. The best thing for you to do is to follow these things every single day for the next 28 days. And I can guarantee you, your life will transform. Now, if you like this video and you love to learn more about how you can cope with stress in a difficult situation, make sure you subscribe and you follow and click the link below, because I'm giving you a free morning routine PDF guide that will give you small, simple steps you can do every single morning before you go to that stressful office, before you face children or everyday reality, to have a half an hour for you. Thanks for watching and see you another time.